Welcome to the Impactful Entrepreneur Show with Adrienne Hill, a place for online business industry expertise and thought leadership, where you can build the skills, structure, and systems you need to thrive in business and have a lasting impact in your industry. Let's do this. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another power-packed training session. I am here with the lovely Shannon Lavenia. She is the CEO of brandbuilderai.com and creator of the CEO Freedom Accelerator coaching program. Her passion is helping business owners automate and accelerate their sales for freedom, creating income. Of course, that's what we're all here for, so I'm super excited. Now, she's a contributing writer to entrepreneur.com, co-author of Becoming an Unstoppable Woman in Finance, and has been featured in numerous industry magazines. We couldn't do this without Shannon. So welcome, Shannon. I'm so excited to dig in and geek out about building an automated sales machine.
Yay! I'm so excited to be here too. Thank you so much for including me in this summit. It is my favorite summit to be a part of, and there's so much value for everybody here.
Yes. And it's like we bring the best of the best. And I love all the collaboration on the front end, on the back end. Everyone's making friends and we're connecting in the Facebook group. And it's awesome.
That's right. That's right.
I know most of the audience probably knows you because if you know me, you know Shannon. But just in case there's someone who hasn't met you yet and they're meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about your story and like how is it that you became the queen of automating correctly and a regular contributor for entrepreneur.com? Like, can we dig into that? Like, what is going on with this?
Yes. Oh my gosh. So long story short, I started my career as a science high school teacher. So I was a biology teacher, which right there will tell you I really dug systems and how things worked, right? But I really didn't dig the $26,000 a year salary and all the restrictions. So we started our business way back 20 years ago, selling other people's personal development products and conferences. And we did so well. We crossed the $1 million mark in our first 16 months in business, $1 million in personal profit, not sales. We had substantially more sales. My husband and I have done over $100 million in online sales, either our own programs or selling for other big ticket coaches. And I am all about having lots and lots of time to go live life. And nowadays in 2022, there are so many tools and methods that you can implement in order to automate a lot of the steps that we used to have to take on our own, right? Like picking up a phone and actually dialing a number, right? We used to have to actually do that. Or you're right. We used to do that. We used to go and like meet with people face to face, in coffee shops and stuff. And after COVID, like the world really adopted what we've been teaching for a long time anyways, which is you can operate your business pretty much virtually from anywhere. And if you're smartly using automations, you're putting in systems, then you can create so much time freedom and income for yourself that it really does feel like a dream come true. Right. And I'm back this morning. We had this interview scheduled a couple of days ago, but I was in Mexico all week and the internet was a little sketch. So we couldn't do the interview while I was there, but we landed on the ground here last night. And that's the lifestyle that you can create for yourself. One other thing that I'll add to that is I got really serious about automation and teaching other people how to automate when I went through breast cancer. So in 2019, I got diagnosed out of the blue, stage 3 breast cancer. And in that moment, I had to get very serious about making my business work without me. And not like doom and gloom, but I did a lot of treatments. There's a lot of time off, and I got so good at making my business work without me that I decided I was going to coach others and teach others how to do it too, because quite frankly, this hustle culture has people working way too hard for way too little, and putting in another hour in your business is not the solution. It really isn't, because another hour of doing the wrong things isn't going to make it go right.
Absolutely. And I remember when I first, started to take my business seriously, and I was like, I'm going to grow. I'm going to scale this thing. I started working with my first coach. The first thing she did was look at everything I was doing, and she's like, you need to do way less.
That's right.
Why are you doing all these things? And it's so true. And I think people are realizing, and people know deep down, like, I need to automate more. Like, there's systems out there for this stuff. Like, shouldn't I should clean this up. But I think tons of people are confused about, how do I even start that process? Like, where do I even start? Because I can't tell you how often I talk to people and they're like, yeah, I'm trying to put automations in place. And they're talking about 22 systems that are duct taped together with Zapier zaps, connecting everything back and forth. And they're spending an arm and a leg, and they're in tech hell, and they're just over it.
That's right. And it's so confusing. And I think nowadays it's even harder for the newer entrepreneur because their Facebook feed, their Instagram, everything is just loaded with ads of the next hot tool. Or you get on a training with a coach and they talk about, using this system for social media posting, and this system for their calendar, and this system for blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, you have a ton of subscriptions, like, and for some people, their goal is to save money. So they're like, well, this is $37 or this is $47, this is $19. And before you know it, they have $500 a month of recurring subscriptions coming out of all these systems that they don't really know how to operate. And the core of their business. And if you don't have a pen and paper out, I want you to grab one right now. Like,
or even better, your VIP workbook. Grab that.
Oh, the VIP workbook. Yes, grab the VIP workbook.
Yes.
Because I'm literally going to give you the keys to the automation kingdom right here, and what your business is all about. And this is what nobody tells you. No one told me when I first started. And it made all the difference once I figured it out. But the core of your business is your database. That's it. And what most people have with all these systems is scattered information all over the place about lots of different people, but it's not in one place where you can just move people through a pipeline, right? So I want you to think about this. If you are building a house, there's a very specific process that you go through, right? You find the land, you find an architect, the architect makes the plans, then you find the general contractor, then the contractor pours the foundation, then you put up, the walls, framing, the studs, the framing, right? Then you put the roof on to protect everything in the house that you're about to start putting in, right? They don't even put walls on before they put the roof on, right? And there's a very systematic process. Now, when people start their online business, they don't follow a process. They don't follow a strategy. We see this all the time, right, Adrienne?
Oh, all the time.
All the time. They will start posting on social media, and then they have a bunch of followers. But those followers are not walking through a process, right? They're not walking from, okay, new lead. Now we give them something for free, freebie. Now we make the contact. Now we send them an email, right? They're not walking through a process. So you have people on social media that are out there, they might be interested, but you don't really know because you're not taking them through a process. Then you have some people on your email list in this system over here, but there's no data on them, right? There's no notes. There's no appointments. There's no tag. Well, you might have tags because most systems have that, but you don't know how to use the tags to actually take them through the system, right? Yeah. Then you might have, one of the worst mistakes I see with people is they get on Instagram or TikTok and they get a link tree. And that link tree has like 15 links to it, right? And now your prospect is like, too much going on. I don't even know what to click on here, right?
Right.
No process, right? All you really need is one link, one good working funnel that takes people through a sales pipeline that is strategic, right? That's working towards targets, that's automated. So you're not there looking at each person like, oh, I got to email this person. Oh, I should probably text message this person, right? Or, I should do this, right? And you're seeing money come in and you're like, ooh, I was sleeping and there's money coming into my inbox, right? And that's creating time freedom,
Because you
right?
set up a system, a process ahead of time, you know exactly where your lead flow is going. And a lot of it is happening on automation. And the points where you need to get involved, the system lets you know that now is the point for human interaction.
That's
Right.
right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So, what we did, we saw in our coaching program was, and was this unbelievable pain that our coaching students were feeling because there was so much confusion over their process and where people were in the process.
Yeah.
And, sometimes people look at our testimonials and are like, oh my gosh, how did that person make $15,000 2 weeks starting in or something like that? And it's not that hard. It's that they have all the followers, right? They have people here and people there and people there. They're just not taking them through a sales pipeline. And once we put that in place, it's easy to see cash flow,
Yeah.
right? It's easy to have sales when you have a sales process in place.
Yes.
Right?
I was just talking to my clients about the same thing. Like everyone knows, like you send traffic in the top of the funnel,
That's
money
right.
pops out the bottom. But for most people, what happens in the middle, they like have no idea. They're like, well, I
That's
don't know, like
right.
magic happens, right? And then money comes out the bottom. It's like, no, magic doesn't happen. Systems and processes and funnels happen.
That's right. Someone one day was like, oh my gosh, I should just take out my credit card and send this chick some money. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't work that way.
No.
As much as I would love it to, it really does not work that way. Occasionally you'll get a sale where you're like, I don't even know, like, where did this even come from? Right.
Where
And
did this person come from?
that is great. But most of the time you look at the sales and you can see the steps that you've taken them through, that one, indoctrinate them into who you are, right?
Mhm.
Handle their objections, speak to the different customer archetypes, right? Because there are different archetypes of customers. People make decisions based in different ways. Some people are emotional, some people are analytical, right?
Mhm.
Some people need tons of bonuses, right? There's different archetypes for how you sell people, but you can do that automatically through email, through SMS, through Messenger.
Mhm.
And the really cool thing is you don't need 95 systems in order to do it.
Yes.
Right. So you don't need a lot of different tools. And in fact, if you have too many tools, I guarantee you, and I would literally bet money on this, you are hemorrhaging potential sales out of your business because you're not tracking people properly and they're not going through a flow.
Yes. And I see this all the time. And I've lived this pain before of starting to set up my own systems. And I'm like, how many of you guys out there, I mean, let's be honest, are not super techie? I'm not techie and like hell to the no on that. So,
Right.
but I had suddenly all these systems built up where I was like trying to get this one to talk to this one. And how do I get that one to recognize that inside of this one, this thing happened because that has to trigger something inside of that one where that thing
That's
happened.
right.
And it's like, oh my God, I can't live this way, right? It's super stressful. So I know like you have found a wicked smart strategy for streamlining all this, right? And I
Yeah.
love that you're bringing this topic to us. So I know you call it the automated sales machine. What, for the people who are watching this who either don't have any automation yet and they're like, I don't ever want to duct tape things together, like please help me. Or for the people who are currently trying to get 19 systems to talk to each other and they kind of want to crawl under a table in the fetal position. What's
That's
the
right.
first step? Like where do people start with just ending the insanity and stepping forward with a smart system?
So what we did was we launched our own system. We built a system based on what we know works. It's called Brand Builder AI. It's absolutely amazing. We use it in our own business. And because we've had so much success with it in our own business, we launched it to all of our coaching clients and now out into the bigger realm of the coaching and direct selling world, right?
Mhm.
And here's why we did that, because in our coaching business, we literally give, and I know you do this too, Adrienne, and all good coaches do this. We give people our tech stack, right? So we give them our tech stack, which is our funnel pages, our automations, our emails, our tagging strategy, how we work our calendars, how we work our sales pipelines. Like we give that to people. And initially, when we started our coaching program, we were telling them to use multiple different tools, and it was much too complicated for people, and it took too long to get to the money.
Yeah.
And that is ultimately what we're focused on, right? Like speed to ROI, right? How do you get to the money the fastest? And the money is what creates time freedom along with automations, right? And the more automated and simplified you can get, the more time freedom you have.
Mhm.
So we launched one system that basically did it all. And here's in essence how it works, right? Like, first of all, you need to have a funnel, and a funnel is just a couple of web pages that take people through getting to know you. You're helping them solve an initial problem, a pain point, and then it brings them into your offer. And we always start with a low ticket offer, something that's $17, $27, $47. And we do that on the back end of our free offer because then it sorts our buyers from people that aren't as quick to take out their credit card, right?
Yeah.
And so right there, you're creating a hierarchy of effort, right?
Mhm.
So if you, like, hierarchy is like, what's going to take the most effort? What's going to take the least effort? Obviously, if you're talking to buyers, it's going to take less effort than if you're talking to non-buyers, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's just a logic, a sales logic that you can apply to your business, right? And sometimes people do it in reverse and they put help on it, and they'll go after the people they think need the most help when really your top buyers are the people who need the least help.
Yeah.
If that makes any
Right.
sense,
When
right?
someone's in buying mode, they're in buying mode.
Right.
And why not talk to those people and help them get what they're looking to buy versus spending all your time on the freebie seekers who, like, they're not ready yet.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So you need a way of identifying those buyers from non-buyers, right?
Mhm.
Then you put them into a sales pipeline, and a sales pipeline kind of looks like a Trello board. It's just stages that you're taking people through. And in our business, we're looking to get people on the phone, booking appointments so that we can really deep dive into their business and give them an initial strategy and then introduce our program. Right. And we always leave people with the strategy, whether they join our program or not. We give them a framework of what they should be doing. And it's really easy for us to identify things that they should not be doing and things they should be doing. So we always leave them with that so that there's real value on the call. But you need that process. And then you need the email automation that speaks to the buyers versus the non-buyers, right?
Mhm.
Those are two very different conversations. And if you're not separating them out in the beginning, then you're having the wrong conversation with the wrong people, right? So we make sure that that's there. We have an integrated calendar system so that on the contact record, right? When you look at the contact in your system, you can see every email they've opened, every link they've clicked on, every conversation they've had, right? All of our messages, all of our text messages, all of the emails, all of our Facebook messages, our Instagram DMs, they're all right there on the contact record, which is very different than other systems where you have to be like, wait, who was that person I was chatting with in Instagram? And then you're like scrolling down, trying to find the person, right?
So not only will it show you the web pages they looked at or the emails they opened, it'll show you your Instagram conversation or something that happened on LinkedIn.
Right. And what we call this is bulletproof sales method, right? This is bulletproof sales method because when you're a salesperson, you want to be armed with as much data as you can about that person when you're talking to them. And this is true in any business, whether you're in direct selling or you're a coach or you're a plumber, right? Like, you want to know as much about that person while you're on the phone with them as possible so you can truly offer them something that they're ready to buy, right? That they need, that they want, they need it, they're excited about it, and they're like, yes, let's do that. So all of it is in one hub. Even our social media poster is in one hub. It's in one place and it's all scalable, right? You can have a gazillion funnels. You can have 15 funnels. You can sell products. Membership courses are in there. Automations are in there. Appointment setting is in there. Sales pipelines is in there. It's just all in one hub. And really, it's based around that core, the secret that I told you in the beginning, which is your database, right? So that database is the core of your business. And if you think a little bit higher level of your business, right? When you're thinking about businesses that are built to sell, the core valuation in a selling business is the size of your database and how much revenue each one of those names generates. So they basically take your profit, right? Your revenue. Let's say you made $1 million in a year and you had 1 million people on your list. Well, each one of those names is worth $1, right? If you have, 100 people on your list and you've made $1 million, well, each one of those names is worth a lot more, right? Yeah. So that's what you start to think with. And that database, no matter what you offer, no matter what you decide to do in the future, you have that database to go with you, which is why you can start things, you can sell courses, you can, like we just identified in our database, something people really want is an email writing course. So we're putting that together and we'll launch that, right? And we know that there's hundreds of people in our database ready to buy instantly, right? And we were able to identify that because it's all in one place. All the data is together.
So you're looking at all this data and you're saying, hey, we're seeing a lot of information about people needing help with emails.
That's right.
Like they do not know what to write. And so, the minute you make a course, if you email them about it, of like, hey, I'm emailing you to tell you I can help you write your emails.
That's right.
There's going to be a certain percentage who buy it immediately.
Right. We know just from the numbers that we saw, the number of people who downloaded our freebie, which is email prompts, right? And we have 2,000 people that just recently downloaded that. We've messaged a whole bunch of them through our automations, and we got the data back that they really are struggling with writing the emails. So we know, just as a guesstimate, that we'll probably make about $20,000 to $30,000 off the initial launch of just that email writing course, right? And then all those people will then come into appointments for us to critique their follow-up, which then will bring in, multiple six figures into our coaching program.
Oh, wow. So this is amazing. So you found yourself at a point in time where you were living in that tech hell, where you had all these systems together. And so you said, we don't see a solution out there, so we're just going to build one.
That's right.
As a smart marketer, right? As a smart business owner, you knew all the pieces it would need.
That's right.
And so you just built them in there.
Yeah, we just put them in there. And we even put in training. We put in courses, like we have courses on how to launch your micro course. We have a boot camp in there, five days to your irresistible offer launch. So we have the training in there as well. And then the other thing that we saw was that people really struggled with systems out there. I'm not going to name any names, but like one of the really big ones has awful tech support, like the worst. And we used to literally pull our hair out over it because we would launch and things would break and we would be spending thousands and thousands of dollars on ads and we couldn't get anybody to help us. So we put live chat support, 7-day live chat support from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific. There's always somebody there to help, to train, to give tips, to really support our members to make sure that they're getting everything there. And we have daily office hours for people that want like higher level tips, so we made it so that the entrepreneur, like a lot of these pain points, these struggles, these challenges that they're having of trying to sell online and automating, because automating is using tech, right? But there's different gradients of tech. And we went for the lowest gradient of like, here's our entire stack if you want to launch a course. Here's our entire automation if you want to do book to call coaching funnels. Here's, we just gave it to everybody.
Wow. So as you shifted from using tons of tools to just building this one smart tool,
Mhm.
What kind of a shift did you see in your business? Like, did you have fewer hours of you and your support team putting in? Did you see a boost in revenue? Like, what happened for you personally when you made this shift?
Well, one, we started making a lot more sales on Autopilot. Two, our Facebook ads literally blew up, like amazing conversions that we started to get because Facebook ad tracking is also in the system. So we're
Mm.
able to monitor that in a very easy way without looking at Ads Manager.
Which let me
Um,
just pause there because of all the Facebook ad changes and the iOS updates and the all the things, tons of people struggling right now with getting good data out of their ads because like on the Facebook side, things are kind of breaking down because of what happened with Apple and like a whole thing. So
that's right.
because that's integrated, you guys are getting smart data minute by minute.
Yes. And one of our pages, and this is probably the craziest thing. And I would say I'm very well known for getting high conversions on opt-in pages, but a high conversion typically is like 55, 60%. And you're like, holy cow, I'm like a master of this, right? We have a funnel right now that's getting 95% opt-in from Facebook ads. So our ROI on our Facebook ads is crazy high. It is like, even my Facebook ads manager is like, I've literally never seen anything like this. We're getting, we're getting 5% click through rate on our ads. It is like, it's so awesome how it's working. And it's also because we have the analytics and the
Right.
speed of our pages is really good. Like we're on the Google server system. So it's like our speed's really high. Everything works really smooth. The emails our deliverability in our system is over 99%. It's like 99.1 to 99.3% deliverability on emails. Like we really put a lot into making sure that everybody had what they needed because it's what our business is based on too.
Right.
Right. So
Like
we
you
don't
don't
want,
just it's not like you're selling one system, you're using one system and selling someone else. Like this is
no,
literally what you run your own business on. And you're just
yeah,
saying, hey, I'm sharing the wealth here.
I don't want crappy email deliverability, right? And I don't want other people to have crappy email deliverability. So it's like we've really put it all in one place. And I think it makes it so easy for entrepreneurs to come in, automate, have what they need, not more than what they need, and just operate a very sane, streamlined, smooth, profitable business.
Oh, that's so smart. That's so
Mhm.
smart. Now, as you've started showing it to clients, right? And have you started sharing it?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're
Okay.
giddy. I mean, we have such a diverse range of businesses as our clientele. Like we have coaches, we have people that sell training on dental billing. We have barbecue pits. I mean, literally everybody is just gaga over it because it's based on the fundamentals, right? Here's how you generate leads. Here's how you get that lead to buy something. Here's how you get that lead to now rave about how amazing you are.
Hmm.
And those three factors are really what everybody needs in their business. It is the fundamental foundation. And then your systems should empower those three things, right? Here's how you
Hmm.
get great leads. Here's how you get those leads to buy. Because if you're generating leads and are not buying anything, then you know you've got to break down in your business, right?
Yeah.
And then here's how you get those people to become raving fans because all those testimonials cycle back and they make it even easier for you
Easier
to
to sell.
generate leads and make sales, right?
Yeah. So what I'm
Oh,
super
and it,
interested in, that sounds really
yeah,
unique about this system that you've built.
yeah,
Tons of CRMs they'll let you create the pages and the emails and the tags and the lists and all those things, but this one integrates to social media.
it does. It integrates to social media. It integrates to Instagram DMs. It also integrates with Google My Business.
Mm.
So, and Google Ads. So, and Zapier, right? For people that want a lot of other, things that they do want it. I mean, we have like, I don't know, 20,000 different connections that you could possibly do. We don't recommend it, but you can do it. Um, and like with Google My Business, you can send automatic text messages or emails out to get reviews for your business, and it goes automatically onto Google for your business.
Oh. So it connects to Google and Google ads, Facebook and Facebook ads. It connects to Instagram. Does it connect to other social platforms or just those ones right now?
It connects to LinkedIn in our social planner, and we're working on, and Twitter. And we're working on the integration with TikTok.
Okay.
To get that in there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, there's just endless amounts of features that you can do. We do try to keep it very simplified to the on-ramp for people and their onboarding so that they're up and running very quickly. And if you, and there's the ability to import pages from some of the other systems as well. So that makes it a little bit easier too, but it is, it's a beast. It's amazing.
So people come in, and even though there's all this functionality, you help them take just a few smart bites to get things set up and get money coming in, and then slowly a few more bites and a few
That's
more
right.
bites. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, because we're building an empire, right?
Yeah.
Like you're building an empire. And if you start with the fundamental basics and then scale from there, it makes it a lot easier. The other thing that makes it way easier is when we build something out, like one of the things we wanted to know was how can we automate our calls to our customers, right? And to our potential customers, our leads. And we figured out the whole automation so that people don't need an external system, right? We have an internal dialer. We can leave the voicemails. We can use the text messages. We can make automatic notes based on it. We can assign to different salespeople. All of that is built into the system.
So for example, if someone is DMing you on Instagram and they're asking questions, you have an integrated dialer, but you can just call them up and be like, hey, I just wanted to give you a call. I thought this might be easier. Let's talk it through.
That's right. Exactly. You just click a little green phone button and it automatically dials it.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
It is. And we do that too. We have it where, if somebody messages at night, like if they message in at night, we just say, hey, we're not available right now. Like it automatically replies, we're not available right now. Everybody's sleeping. Is it okay if we call you tomorrow? And people respond yes or no. And our system can determine if it's a positive response or a negative response to then reply and say, okay, well, we'll just continue the chat. If they say yes, then we'll say, okay, we'll call you tomorrow.
Yeah. But so then it pops up in someone's queue the following morning of like, hey, so-and-so needs a phone call.
That's right. That's right. And we can just, because we build these things out in our own business, we can just pop it into everyone else's account. So they don't have to rebuild it. Like we don't have to teach them how to build it. Right?
Like we don't give them the structure. It just appears.
We're literally just handing over the fish. It's like, you know what? Here's the fish. This fishing thing is way too complicated. Here's the fish. Eat it, run with it, profit with it, be well. Right?
That is amazing. Oh my gosh. Now, okay, I'm sure people are realizing like, this is everything I ever needed that I didn't know that I needed. And I know you have, for those who are like hungry and curious and realizing this is the missing puzzle piece for me, you have a really nice free gift that can help them to get started on this pathway. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yes. So I have an Automate Your Business guide, which is going to take you through some of the fundamentals of automating your business. And again, I'm going to talk about your database because that is so important in that freebie. And I really do reveal a couple of incredible secrets that I used and many of my other seven-figure friends have used as well. And Adrienne, I know you use these, secrets that a lot of times people never reveal, right? It's kind of like the things that we keep close to our chest just for our clients, but I'm going to give you, I'm going to give you some insider secrets in this guide. And then also I know Adrienne is including a link down below to Brand Builder AI. Yes. You can go there, check it out. I'll tell you, it is the most amazing system. But if you're not quite sure what to do, book a demo. Just click the link, book a demo. Let us show you how it'll work for your business. We'll compare it to the systems you're already using. And honestly, like if we think the systems you're using are right for you, we will tell you that, but we haven't encountered that yet. So you might be the challenge case. I don't know. But we're so excited to share it with you. That's right. That's right. And I will let you know that we have a special bonus now for all of our premium members, since we were talking about Facebook ads, that all of our premium members are getting our Facebook advertising course for free in the system. And this course is really unique because we hired the woman who teaches Facebook ads managers how to run Facebook ads to make the course for us. Wow. So not coming from the consumer standpoint, but really learning how to optimize ads in an incredible way. That course alone is worth $1,000. So, and that's a bonus. Yep.
Nice. Now,
isn't that amazing?
Yes. Like, I'm super excited. I can't wait to dig in myself. Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Impactful Entrepreneur Show. If you found amazing value here, like, subscribe, and leave us a review to help other people find the high value content that we share, and find us on social media so we can continue the conversation. See you in the next episode.